Hey everybody, long time no chat. Things have been cray around here, which I'm sure most of you, crazy hair, most of you can probably relate to. In my life, I will share some of the changes before I get into our topic today. My husband has been home for a week. He is protecting himself. He's got a cough settle. He's got some kind of bronchial thing. He gets it every year, but because his immune system is weakened during this time of treatment, he's staying home. And I mean, because if you cough right now, you look like patient zero. But really, he's protecting himself and protecting his guys. And my kids are now home, so that's interesting. Today they went on a virtual field trip to the San Diego Zoo and to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. It was kind of funny because they asked, "Mom, can we go on a field trip?" I'm like, "Yeah, wear sunscreen, be safe." So they're enjoying being home. For me, it's kind of changing my lifestyle. If you're on, say hi. I can see people are on, but I can't see comments, so I don't know if it's working or not. For me, things have changed because I'm used to being home all day. This is where I work. This is my life. But now my workplace has 3 extra humans in it. We've rearranged my office so that the boys can fit in here, and things are a little bit crazy. I am not shy about my mental health history. I do have depression and an anxiety disorder. I have been working in therapy for like well over a year now, again, not the first time. And I am continuing to do so and ramping up my efforts during this ever-changing time. And I wanted to share with everybody some of the tips that I have developed and obtained through this journey from my mental health professional therapist, from my energy healer, from my Reiki healer, and whatever, foo-foo at whatever you want, but it was working for me. So I want to share some of the tips for this ever-changing time and how you can really focus on your own mental health and managing your anxiety. Again, if you're on, say hi. I want to see your comments. I don't know if, maybe I'm just sucking at the comment thing. I don't know how to use it. Whatever. Anyway, so the first thing that I want to share that really helped me feel better, and I hope it will help some of you, is that it is absolutely normal right now in this situation that is unprecedented and uncharted. Nobody has been in this before. It is completely normal to be functioning or living at like a 60 to 80% anxiety level. Now, I use that like percentage amount. You might use something different, but to me, 0% is like I'm totally calm, collected, everything's good, no anxiety. 100% is like I need to be checked in somewhere. So like 60+%, maybe not to 100, but 60 to 80% is normal. Right now, it's a normal reaction to what is going on. Everything in our lives has shifted. Everybody's life has shifted. Many of us have work changes, workplace changes, we have schooling changes, we have spouses home or not home. We have this ever-growing fear of this unknown disease that we have never faced before. You may have loved ones that have contracted the disease or that are in isolation because they've traveled, or that are working in first responder fields or in the grocery stores, which are and the pharmacies, which are as important right now. You might have somebody in any of these situations, and all of those things are combining to say that this is a normal situation to have high anxiety. So I hope that gives you a little bit of comfort. But what we need to do then about it in order to maintain that maybe like a 60% rather than 80%, and in order to continue moving forward and caring for the people in our lives, because you are useless to anybody in your life that you care about if you're not taking care of yourself. It is critically important that we are keeping our mental health and our self-care at the top of our priority list. I know that self-care can seem indulgent sometimes, or like something that would be nice to add at the end of it, but it is very important that you are taking care of you so you can take care of your children, your spouse, your family members during this time. So to me, self-care is not like, get my nails done, even though I like desperately need my nails done. Like isolation problems or social distancing problems. I'm not on isolation, but it's not getting my nails done. It is getting my workout in every morning, because that rush of endorphins and that boost of serotonin is critical for me staying happy and staying healthy. It looks like doing a little bit, like an hour, maybe you only have 20 minutes, a little bit of something just for you every day. For me, this is super nerdy, but I downloaded a karaoke app. It's called Smule, which is a weird name, but I have been karaokeing routinely because it makes me happy. Singing makes me happy and it's fun. And it's like super therapeutic if you choose like a screamy song and scream it out. I discovered that last night. Maybe for you, it's drawing, it's dancing, it's knitting, it's organizing, it's cleaning, something that is like specifically for you and makes you feel happy and kind of keeps your mind off of the negative for just a little bit. Make sure that you're doing that every single day. Keeping the routines that you can is going to help a lot. Right now, so much is changing and that's adding to our anxiety. And so it's important to keep what routines you can. For us in our household, for me, I wake up around the same time as I always do. I've kind of like laxed a little bit, an hour-ish, but I'm not sleeping in. I wake up early, I do my workout right away, I have my shower, and then I get dressed in what I normally would get dressed in. For you, if you're used to getting fully dressed and leaving the house, do that. Get fully dressed. Don't leave the house, but get fully dressed and it will help you feel like you're in your routine still. For me, I usually wear onesies, so I'm still dressing the way I always used to dress. We've also kept this routine though for our kids because it's important for them. They are facing the same uncertainty, the same disruptiveness in their life, the same like changing things, but without the cognitive ability to understand why it's happening or what to do to feel less anxious about it. So our kids are getting up in the morning and they have a little bit of TV time while I do my workout, and then they're getting dressed, they're eating their breakfast, they're getting their morning chores done. And then once we have our morning routine done, then we decide what we're going to do with our day. And it doesn't look the same every day, but that morning routine is what we're staying with. Tracy, I know cleaning's not for me either. I have cleaners. But yes, working out, reading, those are great things to do for you. Do something for you at least once a day. Another tip that was given to me by my therapist is to find a space in your home that hasn't changed. So, for example, for me, my office has completely changed. We've added my children in here. Our main living areas in our kitchen have changed because the kids are here all of the time, and so there's stuff everywhere. There's a freaking tent in my basement right now. Like, there's stuff that has really changed. One place for me that is unchanged is my gym area. Also my bathroom, which is a weird thing, but it's a room in my home that is unchanged. And I can go there to have my showers or a bath for me time in a space that does not feel unfamiliar. And so it's important to find some space for you and for your needs. And if you're having that, like everything's out of control feeling, to go somewhere that feels normal and routine for you. This one's really important, and I hope you hear this. I really hope you hear this. And I'm telling myself this too. We need to limit our COVID check-ins, news reports, whatever we're doing, the accessing of the information about COVID. We need to limit that to one time a day, and we need to limit it to only reputable sources. We need to stop going to Facebook for our COVID information, because 90% of it is either old news that doesn't apply to us, or something that is designed to create panic and fear. I do feel it's important to be informed and updated. However, one time a day, checking your government website is adequate to have as much information as you need to be prepared and to be informed during this time. So I would recommend picking a time of day when you are mentally at your best, probably not right before bed. Not for me. That's a bad time. Maybe right after you have done your morning routine, you have your coffee, you're sitting at the table, the kids are busy, you can look and see what's going on and then plan for your day. I then would recommend limiting social media however you can. There is a Chrome extension called Feed Killer that you can add to your Chrome, like to your phone. Sorry, my phone's going crazy. Add to your Chrome on your computer, not on your phone, that will turn off your feed so that you can still access groups, because the community is important. You can message your friends. You can go to a profile. You can go to the business pages that you want to support, but you are not seeing that news feed because it's so automatic to scroll. I would recommend taking Facebook off your phone as well, which has been hard for me because there is no longer a Facebook Groups app. So through my business, I'm providing community and support through these groups. So I still have to do that. But advice that was given to me yesterday by my therapist with my phone is, every time you pick up your phone, ask yourself, am I picking up my phone to feed my anxiety or to be productive? Because when we're picking up our phone to scroll the Facebook feed, all we're doing is feeding our anxiety. We're telling it, we're looking for something to say, okay, my anxiety and my fear about this thing is justified because this article says that it is true. And in this article is feeding my anxiety and making my anxiety feel justified. And that's such a wicked cycle. So trying to break that automatic habit of picking up your phone, turning on Facebook and scrolling before you even know what you've done. Every time you pick up your phone, every time, ask yourself, am I doing this to be productive or to feed my anxiety? So I really would encourage you to consider implementing those steps, because this onslaught of information, because some information is necessary to have and informative, but much of the information on social media is not. And much of the time we're seeing the same message over and over and over and over and over again. And while it may be an accurate message and something that we do need to know, you only need to know it once, and seeing it over and over again is going to continue fueling your anxiety. So pick one time a day to check your government website to give you information about what's going on, and then do not check anything else on your Facebook about that. That being said, community is extremely important right now. And we are in a situation where we need online community, right? So with your online communities, whether it's a Facebook group or a message thread or a video Zoom, I would encourage you to set boundaries and limit your conversations to talking about regular life. Talk about all of the non-COVID things. I've requested from my friends in our message thread that we limit our discussion about that to one time a day, 1 hour block a day, so that we feel like we're keeping our friends informed. We're speaking about our concerns about the issues at hand, but we're not keeping into that or diving deep into that. Everything else for the rest of the day, we're talking about normal things, our families, our kids, what we're doing, what's going on with work, what's going on in our life, the normal things, talking about your spouse, like coffee chats. If you are seeking a community, on that note, by the way, we are hosting absolutely free, no strings attached, anybody open, weekly coffee virtual chats at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. So that started this past week. We'll have another one on Wednesday. Check the events on my personal page. That was an aside. Community is important, and keeping that conversation and about living life and talking about your regular life is what's going to make the difference between mentally surviving this pandemic and mentally deteriorating during it. We need to keep our life at the forefront, not our fears and not our concerns. While they are valid and we need to deal with those, they can't be the front priority, or that's going to ruin you. And lastly, you know this, but I'm going to say it again. Your physical health is a direct correlation to your mental health. Yes, there's going to be some pre-existing anxieties and other mental health issues with this situation anyways, regardless. However, if you're fueling your body with crap food, with sugar and binge eating cookies and chips, and you're not moving your body at least once a day for 30 minutes to get those endorphins flowing, to get that boost of serotonin to your brain, to also help strengthen your cardiovascular system, which is necessary at a time like this. If you're not taking care of your body, it's going to be exponentially harder to take care of your mental health. You need to make sure that your body is functioning as best as it can so that you can then combat the rest of it. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially during this time. Make sure your kids are getting healthy nutrition and that they're getting active once a day. I do have free meal plans, free workouts for you, free workouts for your kids. This is a time where I'm not even enrolling anybody for anything right now because I want you to be successful. I want you to be healthy and I want you to be as happy as you can during this time. And I want you to do that without strings or fees or enrollments. So please reach out if you want those. I will send them to you. Like, absolutely. Yes, Tracy Lynn, thank you. Social distancing doesn't mean not going outside. If you have a yard, kick your kids out at least once a day. I mean, it's cold here. I don't know where everybody's reaching out from, but it's been like minus 20 Celsius here for the last few days. We got snowsuits. Boot them outside. Sunshine is a natural disinfectant. Fresh air is a natural disinfectant. Vitamin D naturally boosts the immune system. It's good for them to get outside. It's good for you if your kids are outside. Let me tell you. But yes, get outside. Go for a walk with your family. Stay 6 to 10 feet away from everybody else. There's plenty of room on this planet, but you can go for a walk. You can go to your park and throw a ball around with your kids. You can take a drive out to the country and let your dogs run around in a field if you live in an area like that. Go outside. Get your kids outside. Take care of your physical health so that your mental health can stay strong. And lastly, above all else, if you are experiencing very heavy emotions, if your anxiety feels too overwhelming to handle on your own, if you feel like you can't get up in the morning, you feel like you can't succeed in your daily activities of life, if you feel despair, if you feel any of these things, please reach out for mental health support. Everybody in Canada and the US right now has access to mental health support. If you don't know where to access that in Alberta, by the way, contact your local Alberta mental health. Your local town or city nearby will have a mental health clinic. Elsewhere, look on your government websites because they will be providing resources for that. And very seriously and very lastly, if you feel that you are a risk to yourself or to others, if you are at risk of self-harm or suicide, call 911 immediately. If you have somebody in your life that you feel is a risk of themselves or to others, call 911 immediately. This is a very serious time that is going to be taking a lot of mental health issues to a higher level. It's very important that we take care of ourselves and that we take care of each other and that we keep checking in and keep putting these measures into place. So please take care of yourself. If you need anything from me, I have all of those resources I mentioned. I'm happy to share. Please reach out. Please join us on our coffee group on Wednesday and stay safe and keep healthy. Bye.